Welcome to Our Kids, sponsored by Jefferson County Public Schools. I'm Ballard High School correspondent Jaden DeFreeze. As we begin 2022, we'll take a look at how our students are preparing for the future, how JCPS is partnering with the community, and how some of our youngest students are getting the COVID vaccine. Let's start by introducing you to the JCPS students from 3 middle schools that are helping bring safe, clean drinking water to the peers in Uganda. In a partnership with the Louisville Water Foundation, the students have raised enough money to fund 3,500 gallon water collection systems at 6 schools.
We are here to celebrate the awesome work of students from 3 schools, the students from Du Bois Academy, the students from Westport Middle School, and the students from Olmsted Academy South. These students have engaged in an example of deeper learning at its best.
We were trying to get a water filtering system to Uganda because I felt bad that they don't have access to clean water like we do. Like, we can just go to the store and get it, but they have to walk miles for it and spend hours of their day for it.
I read a book called A Long Walk to Water, and that helped me realize that not everyone has access to clean water all the time, so I wanted to help. And we also had a water walk. We had to carry 1 or 2 gallons of water around the track 1 or 2 times to help us get an experience of what the Ugandan kids might have to go through.
I was excited to raise money. I like to help people who are less fortunate than me, and it just warms my heart that I can help somebody who's in need.
The schools in JCPS have changed the story.
They'll be bringing water to 6 schools in Uganda who previously have not had access to safe, clean water. We're excited for what you've done, and we're really happy for the things that you've learned and the impact that you've made. You're leaving a legacy in Uganda that will not be forgotten, and we can't thank you enough for the work that you've done.
Helping would make a big difference in life. Like, we collected money from online and from Just Down Days, and we made a big difference that we got people clean water.
And want to thank the schools in Jefferson County plus Ugandan Water Project for their partnership that is going to help bring safe and clean water to this community.
I feel good that I can connect and see their smiles on their faces when they had that clean water and drinking it. And when we watched the video, when we was doing the interview, it made me smile under my mask. I was smiling because I loved that they was happy and they seemed very happy.
Right behind me are the local materials that the community sourced that is going to help Ugandan Water Project install a tank at this school. So thank you so much.
Seniors at Fern Creek High School are delivering their backpack defenses by showing how prepared they are to graduate.
We are at Fern Creek High School, and we are doing our backpack defenses for the students in AP English Literature.
My personal statement that I chose to represent is Beta Club. I work at Walmart. I also did soccer at Fern Creek.
This is a really big deal. It is a graduation requirement for JCPS, but it also allows the student, more importantly, to reflect on their experiences and their strengths and weaknesses, and we also use it as an opportunity to help them set goals for the future.
Why do you want to do nursing? Why is that your passion?
So when I was little, maybe in middle school, 6th grade, I've always wanted to collaborate with people or help out the community.
At first I was nervous, kind of feeling nervous a little bit on how I did, but I'm glad that I got it done with.
This will help me in college whenever, I have to do group projects with other people.
I think it's very important for students to stop and reflect, especially at this critical point where they're graduating high school. They're deciding what next step is best for them.
You kind of go through high school and you're wondering, is this even worth, I don't want to go to school today, stuff like that. And seeing stuff like this, just a collective of things that you're proud of, because I'm proud of these things. I obviously wouldn't choose the things I wasn't proud of. It was on the Dystopian Society of 1984. The purpose of the paper was to test my ability on his whole class's rhetorical devices. I felt like I put the most emotion into my work, and that's what I would pride over anything. I mean, the grade matters to me, but I feel like if I put the time and effort and the emotion into it, that's what matters, and hopefully that's presented in what I said.
So the students have to prove they're an effective communicator, and they can do that with a variety of artifacts. It could be a paper that they've written in an English class. It could be a slides presentation that they've given in one of their pathway classes.
In order to accomplish something for soccer, in order to win games, we all have to practice together, we all have to communicate.
Actually, gathering everything, not only did it help me realize everything that I've learned throughout the years, but also how it can also help me in the future, whether it's in college or in work or just collaborating with people.
We're really seeing some reflection and just a realization of how far they've come.
Very good.
Let's take a look at how the vaccine clinics for our JCPS students ages 5 through 11 went at some of our 24 school sites.
Is it gonna hurt? Is it gonna hurt? Is it gonna hurt?
So I want to keep everyone in the world safe. And I want to go swimming.
Pretty much just to stay safe.
Because my brother did it and I wanted to do it too.
We're here this morning to kick off our weekend of vaccinations for 5 to 11-year-olds. And of course, anybody who's interested in being vaccinated, it's available throughout the city today. It's just one of those things we've been waiting for, lots of anxiety over our younger children and protecting them. The vaccines are a life-saving measure and so important for people to be vaccinated. And so it's just very exciting for this day to have arrived and for our younger kids to have the opportunity to be vaccinated.
I wanted him to get the COVID shot because, you know, just about everyone in the household's been vaccinated, and I was glad that children his age were able to get vaccinated. And COVID's hit us pretty hard earlier in the year. It took my dad away. So it was really important to me to get everyone vaccinated.
I really tried to keep him away from playing with other kids in the neighborhood. So when his brother, who's in middle school, finally got vaccinated, he was like, I want to get vaccinated. So when JCPS said they had it, I was like, great, we're just going to go to school and get it done.
Now that it's open to the younger children, it's very important that we get started on the vaccination series. I think the most important aspect of this is recognizing that our children are our future. We definitely need to protect them, but we also need to protect our loved ones and our elderly. We're going to have families getting together here in a short few weeks, and it's going to be really necessary for us to continue to do the right thing when it comes to keeping ourselves and our families healthy.
It's a huge relief to have our little card in my hand. I was worried because I just didn't of the unknown. So this has given me a little sense of security.
Ready? I'm here to get my COVID shot. I think it's important for me to get my shot so I don't catch COVID and get sick.
I'm a registered nurse, so I know the ramifications of not being vaccinated. So I want my daughter to have the opportunity to go back to ballet, to cheerleading, and all of those good things. And if she was to catch COVID, she would not get as sick due to being vaccinated.
Vaccine kind of like gives you like a less dangerous version of the COVID, and then once your body is ready to fight the COVID, it'll kill it.
Did you feel it?
Yeah, I feel it.
Did you? I didn't feel it at all.
It's very important to have our kids vaccinated during this time, especially with the new variant coming out. We don't know how it's going to affect us, and if needed, they're old enough to get the booster.
Correspondent Kaden Maroney brings us a story from Lane Elementary where students were introduced to first responders.
First responders have become an essential part of our everyday lives more than ever these past few years. October 28th is National First Responders Day, and Lane Elementary is taking a step forward in educating the younger generation of the importance of their role in the community. On National First Responders Day, Lane invited several first responders into their classrooms to talk to students about their role and responsibilities in the community. The students spent the day making cards for the first responders to thank them for their contributions and presented them to the officers at the event. The fire department also brought a fire truck for the kids to see up close.
I hope that our students understand that these people that are coming to our school are directly involved with them, and that they're not scared. Sometimes when firefighters come to your homes or in your neighborhoods and they have on those uniforms, they look really scary, and that our kids can recognize that these people are here to help them and to keep them safe.
Matt May has been a firefighter for 21 years, and days like today are some of the highlights of his entire career.
This is probably one of the most important things that we do other than fight fires and go out and run calls is interact with kids. So this is big for us as much as it's big for them, because somewhere in behind that group of children is the next generation of public servants. And some of those kids are going to grow up and be like, hey, you know what? I was at Lane Elementary. I was in the 3rd grade, and the fire truck came, and the firefighters were there, and I knew what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. And that child's going to carry that with them for a very long time. So we always want to nurture that. This is one of the things that we do that is the highest level of importance every day.
The Lane Lions couldn't stop talking about all that they learned at the event. Here are just a few of the things that they learned while spending their day with the first responders.
My favorite part of today was when we met the police, because she told us about what it's like in training, and I felt like I was in training.
I'm looking forward to seeing the fire truck and them explaining how to be a firefighter.
What really stood out to me is when he was telling us some stories about like the craziest things that has happened to him.
And then I asked for the police officer, could I get an autograph?
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then he said, sure, now you make me feel special.
Hearing from our daily heroes and all they do for the community has inspired the Lane Lions to potentially become a new generation of Louisville's first responders. Here's a quick message from Lane Elementary to all the first responders of Louisville. For JCPS Our Kids, I'm Atherton correspondent Caden Mulrooney.
JCPS and Bates Community Development Corporation announced a partnership to provide additional academic support and enrichment opportunities to students kindergarten through 12th grade.
This is exactly the exact place where our program will take place to support students after school and in the early evening hours. So we are pleased to announce that the Kingdom Academy Academic and Enrichment Learning Hub will have a permanent place right here at Camp Edwards building.
We're normally kindergarten through 8th grade. Why do we go up to 9th through 12th? Let me tell you why. If you check out the stats around here and see high crime rate and see kids who are out with nothing to do, they don't have any community centers, they don't have any basketball courts to go to, they don't have no structure. So we're going to open up our doors and allow high school students to come in and be a part of our program, and we're going to teach them a trade on entrepreneurship. So we're going to teach them something.
The communities that are most successful with education are those that partner with other folks outside of the school walls, community agencies, churches, nonprofits. Those that put their arms around the children in the community are the ones that are most successful. And so we have looked to a model where we want to extend learning time and support time for kids so that it's just not 7:40 to 2:20, that we are providing every opportunity for a child to get the support that they need, the food that they need, the learning activities they need. And I think this is going to be a model. Our community hubs and our partnerships with community agencies, churches, Bates CDC, that is going to be a national model for support of children.
This building has always been open for youth, for success, for programs. I always say that everything is about the youth, and I believe that, and this collaboration will illustrate that. Our history continues. We will do everything possible to provide our youth a space to learn, be creative, and innovative. District 1 students deserve this opportunity. All JCPS students deserve the best.
We've got more JCPS stories coming up. Stay tuned.
I'm Pam St. John. I'm the special education teacher here at Lincoln Elementary.
Next one, let's go.
On the daily basis, what I do is I work with the students in whole group, small group, and I wait to look and see them to help them to experience new things. This is my passion. ECE. I've taught regular ed, but I love what I do with the ECE kids because I love them seeing what they can do. Every day I come in to see their smile, see them growing each and every day, to know that they are capable of learning. I had a student who didn't know the letters in his name. So now he is reading on a 2nd grade level, okay? He is in the 5th grade, but when I got here, he didn't know his letters. He didn't know his letters or his sounds. Now he's able to count on to 100. And he'd be so excited that when he moves up to different levels, that's exciting to see his face light up. He said, I thought I'd never get this. You gotta start. Do a little bit at a time, a routine. When they get that, celebrate that. Let's move on to the next one. These kids are special because I want them to know that we love them, that they are important, and we want them to know that they are capable of doing anything that their heart desires. I'm Pamela St. John, and I am JCPS.
I love my school.
My teachers care about me and my success.
JCPS has prepared me for what's next.
I am JCPS.
I am JCPS.
I am JCPS.
Welcome back to Our Kids. I'm Ballard High School correspondent Jaden DeFreeze. Everybody Counts is a partnership with JCPS, Evolve 502, Ford Motor Company, UPS, GE Appliances, and Kroger to give every graduating senior the opportunity to have a job, post-secondary education, or both.
Everybody Counts is a new partnership between Jefferson County Public Schools, Evolve 502, 4 of Louisville's largest employers, local leaders, and community organizations. This program aims to have every senior signed up for higher education or already placed in a good-paying job.
I believe that this Everybody Counts mission will make a huge impact on not only students in class of 22, 21, 23, but it will make a difference for the rest of JCPS. And with this could help me a lot.
This class in JCPS is the first one, the only one, and I would say maybe the only class in the nation where the district and the community is promising them full tuition scholarship and a full-time job at one of the companies that are pillars in our community right now.
I want to tell you the Louisville Urban League's focus is jobs, justice, education, health, and housing, and so we're not surprised that these 4 employers would step up, and I really do want to thank GE, Ford, Kroger, and UPS.
Together, we're creating something that has never been done before.
Evolve 502 is focused on providing some level of education beyond high school for all students and growing the educational attainment of our city.
And this initiative, Everybody Counts, says you have value. We're going to help bring out something in you so that you can be all that you were intended to be.
We want to strive to give you the tools to be successful so that you can create your own path for success.
The needs of today's workforce are changing very significantly. And as younger people come into the workforce, their expectations are very different.
We see Everybody Counts as a win-win, not only for the Commonwealth and the city, certainly all the employers and community partners, but for you, the JCPS current and future graduates. This is an incredible opportunity.
And we're truly excited to be part of this initiative, which will not only help strengthen the pipeline of qualified workers, but also shape the future for Louisville youth.
This is something that's transformational.
It's amazing what happens when people do good work over periods of time and how it culminates in moments like this.
Fairdale Elementary received a $25,000 grant from HDR Inc., an MSD contractor participating in the Community Benefits Program.
So even if it goes over 1/4, then that's what you write down. That's part of your data.
Thank you for coming out here to Fairdale Elementary this morning. We're here today because we want to celebrate the gift that HDR was very generous in offering us in conjunction with MSD. HDR was very generous in giving us a $25,000 grant in which we used it to purchase hydroponic tents. We are building some stuff out back in our raised bed garden. We use some stuff here in our greenhouses. We're working with our children to help them to understand water conservation, where water use is coming from, how it's used, and in conjunction with our greenhouses and our gardening. It's a big project. It's great.
I think it's really good looking at a cycle of how plants grow, just like how animals grow. They all grow different ways.
We're proud to inspire the next generation of engineers. Early exposure to STEM careers is so important at this age, and in partnership with MSD's Community Benefits Program, we can continue to address opportunity gaps in our community.
Our program to date has received more than $1.7 million to our community, $450,000 going to our JCPS schools. So we are excited about the program. We know that when we all lift our community benefits.
The contributions of HDR and the Community Benefits Program are having such an immediate and powerful impact to schools and nonprofits across Jefferson County. Students are getting to explore careers as engineers, architects, and other STEM careers. Students will be able to collaborate with their friends and cooperate with their classmates to investigate the answers to these questions and seek other ways to look at their environment and think about their world.
I think it's just really good because some people want to be different things. Some people want to be like artists, some people want to be gardeners, and I think that helps out with like having experience with everything.
Correspondent Leonard Davis introduces us to the game club at Ballard High School.
At Ballard High School, students are hard at work in order to graduate. There are calculations to solve, books to read, and narratives to write. But after school, it's kind of a different story. The Ballard Gaming Club meets on Fridays to help students take a load off from the week. Who says you can't have a little fun?
So Game Club is basically just a culmination of people coming together to play video games. You got a wide variety of video games. You got you got Smash Bros, which is the main appeal, but you also have games like any computer game. Like there's a lot of people who play like some other, like Friday Night Funkin' is one of them, and a few others like that. It starts every Friday at 2:20 and goes till 4 o'clock. The main appeal is the giant Smash Bros. Ultimate Tournament, in which everyone just kind of plays a huge long tournament that I run.
It's really fun here. The people here are great. It's a great environment, I'd say. I joined here sophomore year. I joined, it's really fun. I wanted to play games and hang around after school on Fridays, which is a really great experience. And something I find fun. The tournaments here, Smash tournament's really fun.
I'm Mr. Zimmerman. Many of you know me as Z-Sensei. I'm a Japanese teacher at Ballard High School. So this is Games Club. We have board games and card games and other computer games available for students to play. I love to just have students, give them a place to hang out, a place for students to enjoy themselves and their friends after a long week of school, where they can play a game. As to what students can do here, really I just want to give a space for students to explore themselves. And so I think games of all kinds build a lot of different skills for students.
I'm Leonard Davis for Our Kids.
The HOSA Club at Atherton High School is helping students prepare for careers in the healthcare profession.
I'm Ms. Goodwin. I am the sponsor for HOSA. HOSA is an organization for future healthcare professionals. We aim to do service projects and fundraising. Our fundraising is so that we can hopefully go and compete at the state level. There are different categories that we can compete in. There are scholarships available for HOSA. At our meetings, we try to have guest speakers and have expose students to as many different types of healthcare careers as we can that are out there, just so that they kind of know and they kind of have more insight as far as to what type of career they might be interested in pursuing in the future.
Hi, I'm Ashlyn Garcia. I'm the Vice President of HOSA, and one of our very first service projects that we did this month was we teamed up with the Forgotten Louisville to provide sack lunches for homeless people. We wanted to look for an organization that needed help, and the Forgotten Louisville is always looking for volunteers, whether it be donating any food items or just any supplies like blankets, clothing, anything like that. And any volunteers that are able to go with them to provide these lunches to the homeless people, they're always looking for that. And what we did this year was we made over 70 sack lunches for homeless people. Just through this, we were able to provide a lot of sack lunches to this organization.
HOSA has really opened my eyes to the different medical needs in our community, as well as outside of our country and in our state and just everywhere. I didn't realize there was such a big need for different medical supplies for different people who need to use them and different skill sets, and I wouldn't have known that if I wasn't in the group. And I think that HOSA will be very helpful, and especially in the years coming of recovering from the pandemic, and it's another thing to help more people get involved to do more things that will help people medically.
A Wagner High School teacher is battling cancer while continuing to use history to teach life lessons to his students.
You finished your test yesterday?
I got into teaching late, so I didn't start teaching until I was in my 30s. The thing that drove me to teaching is my mom actually was diagnosed with brain cancer and passed away. And the amount of support that the people at the school gave my youngest brother was like phenomenal.
Real quick, get those Chromebooks out, you're gonna need them.
Wow, like these people are doing all of this for this one kid, and I was like, I want to feel like I've done something good for somebody at the end of the day. August of last year, I was diagnosed with stage 4 rectal cancer, which really just kind of surprised me. It has made things really challenging. And in terms of like staff, I couldn't ask for like better support. I mean, people will just randomly come by and check on me and be like, hey, you doing okay? Anything I can get you? They've like dropped meals off at my home and things like that.
So get into that assignment that says Machiavelli.
Students have been, for the most part, respectful and doing what they need to do. They're curious too. They ask questions, and I don't shy away from the questions because these are things that affect real people. I feel like they deserve an honest truth. I use history more as like the vehicle for teaching them skills, how to write, how to form an argument. I mean, I have a 3-year-old daughter. When she's their age, they're going to be in charge of things. And so I want to do my best to send them out into the world prepared to make the place better for her. At the end of the day, I still have that feeling that like I did something good today. I showed these kids, life can beat you down, but you can be resilient and you can keep pushing through. And hopefully, they learn something in class.
The Turkey Trot is an annual tradition at Medora Elementary School. Students spend weeks bringing in canned good donations and celebrate with a special run around the school's neighborhood the day before Thanksgiving break.
We are so excited to host our annual Turkey Trot. This tradition is probably one of the favorite traditions that we have here at Medora. Come on, baby. Just the energy that a Turkey Trot Day brings. You do have a lot of people that are in it to win it. This is just a way for our school community to come together and really serve others.
The turkey, the trot. Get to the finish line. Let's go.
Some of the cans that we are providing today are going to go to families, our neighbors, people that may live across the street from us. So it's a great way for us to serve our community.
Students at Stouffer Elementary collected more than 4,000 pounds of food and nearly $7,000 for Dare to Care. Thanks for watching our show. You can find entire episodes on our JCPS YouTube page. Until next time, keep supporting our kids.